Are you stuck? What about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for 30-minute moments as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. It's time to celebrate that life with 30-minute moments.
You are listening to 30-Minute Moments, and I'm your host, Alena Chapman, and I'm also founder of Savvy Sisterhood, which is a community of savvy, smart, wonderful women who want to grow as friendships and continue to grow in their self-development and start to achieve, but also with the support of one another. I always say, alone we are unique and strong, but together we're insurmountable. If you're interested, go to joinsavvywomen.com. It's a free community. So join me and start to grow with friendship. And right now, I want to open you up to a fantastic guest we have. Her name is Alyssa Rushton. Now, she's doing us a tremendous favor, too, let me tell you, because she is actually in Hawaii. And so that is a very early time. But let me tell you a little bit about her because she is pretty phenomenal. She is called the Magnetic Messenger Creator. Now, she is not just an ordinary coach. What she is a person who helps entrepreneurs to bring their message to their fullest, to package it just right, and to be so effective on stage, it's just calling in the clients. And where does she get this experience? Well, she worked for a Fortune 100 telecommunication company as a high-level sales trainer. So she was on all the time, honing her craft, getting it really good, learning how to really get that message out so that it affects people and brings in the clients that you are trying to have. With that, I want to say hello, Alyssa.
Hello, Alena. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm fabulous. And how are you, my dear?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you. I think, so often we as entrepreneurs or people who are entrepreneurs, we think that we build it and they come. And we have our store up or we have our business, we have our webpage, we have everything set to go. And we just think, okay, come on, clients, let's go. It doesn't happen that way, does it?
Not so much anymore.
It really doesn't. And I think with that, as you talk about it, you talk about how to get ourselves packaged, because we really have to get out there and promote ourselves. And whether we're promoting ourselves on stage or we're promoting ourselves in small groups or we're promoting ourselves with getting flyers out, it all has to be targeted in the right way.
Very true. Targeting is really important, as is your intention with that target. And
that's
your energy around that target.
Yes. And you talk about personal energetics. I love that term. Personal energetics. I love it. It's just because it's your own personal energy. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that is so important. And I think that's what a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand.
Oh, Alena, I'm so glad you asked me this question because, we're talking about targeting, but if I can just share with you an example of what I see happen all the time.
Oh, love it. Yes.
With personal energetics. So let me first explain the concept. Everything is energy, and we all have an energy that we carry, especially regarding our businesses, but it happens in our personal life too. In science, it's called vibration. We actually have a particular frequency, and that frequency goes up and down and changes all around during the day. And if we're in a good mood, it's very high. If we're in a bad mood, it can be low. With our businesses, what I see happen, especially in relationship to what you opened with, which is we build it and they will come, is many times people start a business with their personal energetics not quite aligned. So here's what happens, and here's what I see a lot, is people say, I want to be a coach. I want to start a coaching business. And they start that business, but somehow it's out of alignment for them. And somehow they're not fully bringing all of their gifts, skills, and talents into what they do.
Yes. Right. I've seen that.
Of course you have. And what happens is that throws their personal energetics off because they believe they have to fit into a box that modern day marketing has told them they have to fit into.
Right.
And listen, I come from a Fortune 100 company where we had multi-million-dollar budgets. I was in the marketing team. I taught high-level, high-end sales skills. And there's a teaching out there that it's a very dogmatic teaching that says you've got to plug yourself into these little boxes. And
interesting.
To a certain extent, right?
Yeah, because if you push yourself in a little box, what do they expect? You're going to be that little box. There's no uniqueness. It stifles you. It stifles you in every sort of way. And I don't understand why they want a stifled person.
It's so true. It stifles you. And what that does is it stifles your personal energetics. And so here's an example of something that showed up yesterday with a client. And I serve a lot of female clients in particular. And typically these clients are more spiritually based.
Yes.
And they have big work to do on the planet, but they've been trying to stuff it all inside a tiny little box.
Yes, I know. They do. I've seen it. Yes.
And they believe that they can't show up as their full selves. So, for example, this client is a health coach, and she said, Alyssa, I just can't take it one more day. I can no longer talk about chewing food and micronutrients and macronutrients and gum. Someone asked me what I thought about gum.
Yeah.
But it's killing my spirit. And I said, well, what do you love to do? And she explained, she said, well, I actually love teaching people laws of the universe, and I love doing oracle card readings, and I'm an energy worker. So what that does when you're not bringing all parts of you into your business is it limits your personal energetics, and you feel like you can't show up as the full person. And then what starts to happen is you start to attract a very particular type of client because your vibration is in a particular way. It's in a stifled way.
Right.
Right? Does that make sense?
Oh, of course it does. If we do. I always tell people this energy that we have. It's like a radio station. All right, here we are at Whoa. So if I turn on talk radio, am I going to get classical music 24 hours? No, I'm going to get talk radio. If I turn on country western music, am I going to get rap? No, it's the same way with our vibration. So I always tell people to test it. So pick your favorite place, pick a diner, pick a coffee shop, whatever, and go in feeling not so good or just tired and watch the reaction of the people around you. But then go in just smiling and feeling good and just really bringing in shining your light and watch how people react to you. People read the vibration. You think they're reading your personal, your expressions, maybe a little bit, but it's the vibration that they want to have.
I absolutely agree in part.
Okay, let's hear the rest. No, I love that. Go. Well,
for sure you can see where you're at by what's reflected to you in your reality. What my belief structure is that you are the projector of your reality. You are. Via your vibration, create the reaction. So we're saying the same thing.
Yes.
I'm just saying in a slightly different way. When you walk in and you're a low vibration, you're creating other low vibrations.
Well, that's what you're attracting to you. That's what you will see. Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're saying the same thing, but I do believe actually that people have a lot more control over their reality than they actually believe.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Talk a little bit more about this.
Well, I believe that most people are plugged into what I call mass consciousness programs, and they...
Oh, you got to describe that a little bit more. Yes.
Okay.
So what is mass? Yes. Listen. Yes.
Mass consciousness programs are, if you watch the news at all, mass consciousness programs are things like being afraid of anyone and anything that's out there. Mass consciousness programs are fear of scarcity and lack.
Lack, yes.
Not having enough coming
Yes.
in. Those are three of the main mass consciousness programs. And there's others out there, but these mass consciousness, what I call programs, literally people are tapping into via the news, via
Ads.
programming.
Ads, yeah. If you, I'm not kidding. I turned on the TV. I don't watch TV very much. And I started listening to, well, first there was one about how imperfect I am with my headaches and things. And then there was a next one about I needed medication for this and that. And then there was the news. And I thought, my gosh, if I listened to this every day, I would be so frustrated. No wonder when you finally get into your car and you're driving down the street and somebody is just a little late going on the green light, you start honking like crazy. You're already filled with so much frustration. And that's mass consciousness.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's mass conscious. And we feed ourselves with that. We're going to have to be right back. This is a fantastic conversation that I think if people really tap into it, you can start to change it. So come back in just 1 minute. This is 30-Minute Moments.
You're listening to 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments. This is Alena Chapman, and I am so excited to have this fantastic conversation with Alyssa Rushton. And we are talking about this mass consciousness and how it affects us in our lives. Alyssa, I think that we have many different kinds of mass consciousness going on right now.
We for sure do. It shows up every day. Violence, war, all of that stuff. It tends to be what I call lower mass consciousness. And it keeps us locked in patterns, and it's extremely difficult. And I believe our goal on the planet right now is to pop up out of all of that and truly remember, some people for the very first time they're hearing this, that they can choose what type of life that they have. They can choose exactly all of the things that are going to happen in their life because they are a true creator.
Exactly. And I'm going to play devil's advocate. Do you mind?
I would love for you to.
I agree totally with what you're saying, by the way. But I think I want to bring up the devil's advocate because it's important. So, and for me, I really think there is also a mass consciousness of conformity. So if I'm this person who is living this one way and I have all my friends, I have all that support around me who are living the same way, okay, the whole society that I live in, and I am listening to you. It's like when I heard for the first time this woman got up in a chapel, I was having my choir perform, and she got up and she said, all you have to do is ask and it just comes. And I, being in the mass consciousness, said, and God is Santa Claus. Do you see? So when you have, did I make that kind of clear? I hope I did. It was a naysayer. So I'm surrounded by this conformity that I can't reach outside my box, that the grass isn't greener, that's all kind of woo-woo.
Well, it's a wonderful question, and I'm glad you brought it up because there are so many people out right now feeling helpless.
Yes.
Feeling like that can't be me, and that is how they feel. And what I will tell you is a couple of things. One is feeling that and thinking that will keep you locked in that pattern.
Yes.
Right? It's
of course it will.
And our feelings that keep you locked in. So the first key is if you're feeling that way, if you feel like I don't have a choice, I gotta go do this job, I have to go be with these people who I hate, or whatever you're thinking about the people, or I have to live, for me it was, I had to live in a body that was sick and dying and over 100 pounds overweight.
Oh, hon, wow.
And I thought that was my truth. Yeah. And I unfortunately had to have an experience to pop myself out of that. But I could have adopted that program. I could have said, yes, this is true for me. However, what we can do and what listeners can do if they're feeling like, no, I have to live this life that I'm not happy with, the first thing that they can do is just decide that it can be different.
It does.
Right?
Yes, it starts with that decision. It starts with a decision. I think, what I love to say to people is that every moment is a gift. Every moment is a chance for you to decide what you want. Every moment is a time for you to say, enough is enough. You have every moment of every day. So if you miss a moment, the next moment you can do it. But the important thing is, as soon as you make that decision, it has to be firm. I want different. I want to lose weight. I want to change my life. And that's when the magic starts to happen.
Yes, once you decide, that's when all of the resources, all of the tools, all of the people will show up. They say that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and that's true. So once you make that decision that you want something different, that you believe that you will at least try for something different, you don't actually have to believe that you can get it, but you'll at least have to believe that you'll try for it.
You just have to want it. You have to want it. Talk a little bit more about this, that when you, all the resources, the teacher, will appear. Talk a little bit more about that, could you?
Sure. Well, I'll just share a little bit of my story. When I worked for corporate, I got very, very, very sick, and I was diagnosed with, the gazillions of autoimmune diseases that I was diagnosed with. I was actually on end-of-life medication. I was on 28 different medications. And what ended up happening eventually is that I decided I wanted something different for myself. And I decided that none of that had to actually be true for me. So once I decided that, I used a walker to get around. And by the way, I'm 30 years old at the time.
Oh my gosh. 30 years old.
Yes, and on death's door. And so
that's amazing.
I decided that I wanted to change. And I used my walker one day. I had my husband at the time drove me to the bookstore. And I was so bad off I couldn't even read. My brain wouldn't process words. So I knew I wanted to listen to a book on tape. And I took my walker and I walked up to the self-help section. And literally a CD series flew off the shelf at me.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
It flew off the shelf, and it was a Wayne Dyer audio series called, I think it was Your Ultimate Destiny.
Okay. Yes.
And I listened to that, but that was the start of all the teachers coming up out of the woodworks. And I share that story with you in particular because it doesn't have to be a physical person. It could be a book falling off a shelf. It could be an audio series flying in your hands. It could be anything, but you're now open to the possibility that it can be different, and that's when it can come in.
You're right. When I wanted to be happy, because I wasn't. I was getting very bitter in my situation, kind of went through an identity crisis, was just not in a good place. And I said I wanted to be happy, and I really meant it. I wanted my happy life back, darn it. So that's the very next day, I went in, and a local author, it was actually just a little pamphlet book that says How to Have a Happy Life, was in a bookstore. Just like that. It was just a little sign. Or it could be a song that pops on the radio with a message. There are little things that happen when you start to say, I want something different. Just little things. But don't you find, Alyssa, when you start following those, you read the book, you listen to the music, your vibration starts to raise up even higher. I mean, with me, it started to roller coaster. Then all of a sudden, people were popping in my life, mentors, and then opportunities for me to teach started popping. Everything sort of just, when I decided to write a book, a published author is sitting down on the other side of the table, all of a sudden saying, hey, I'll help you. Who does that? Do you see what I'm saying? It starts to just snowball in all the stuff that starts coming to you. Did yours happen to you like that?
100%. And what's really cool, it's something that you're experiencing what I call the pancake stack of reality.
Ooh, I love that.
right? Which most people think that time is just linear.
Yes.
But we also have vibrational time that goes up like a pancake stack. So as you raise your vibration, as you were working on your frequency, as you were learning things, you then started to align up the chain of the pancake stack.
Exactly.
So you're not attracting the crappy experiences anymore.
Yes.
You're attracting sitting across the table from an author who says, let me help you publish your book. Of course I want to help you. You're on the upper echelons of the pancake stack now.
I love this. I'm going to use that pancake stack. I really like that idea. You are listening to 30-Minute Moments. And guys, this is a fantastic conversation. And this should be your aha moment. So come on back and learn a little bit more.
This is 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you find your inner self every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Do you want to be a part of a group that gets things done and stays in touch? Or perhaps you're not being who you truly want to be. Maybe you're relying on someone else to make you happy. It's time to expand your personal growth and take back your power. Join Savvy Sisterhood by Alena Chapman. The ladies meet on Facebook every Monday at 7 p.m. It'll be your first step to your personal growth. Join the group, and the best part is, it's absolutely free. Savvy Sisterhood by Alena Chapman. Find it on Facebook and get ready to take back your power.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments. Folks, we have been talking to Alyssa Rushton, and I'll tell you what, she has some really cool stuff that she talks about, because everything really does start within you. You are the change. You are the creation. So right now, we're at my most favorite part of the show called The Shift, and she is going to tell us about her aha moment. Really related to you. Could this be your aha moment? Alyssa, could you share a story that really brought you to this aha moment and got you into where you are now?
Well, I would love to say that I've just had one aha moment, and something in me wants to not pick my near-death experience because it's so dramatic that I feel like what I want to share instead is the aha moment that I had in my business.
That's good too.
When I started out in my coaching business, everything was out of alignment. And I was in the process of working on my vibration. And I'll never forget, I was standing on my upstairs balcony in my kitchen looking down over the balcony to my husband sitting on the couch, and I was in tears. And I said, I hate my life. I hate my business. I didn't get well and get myself healthy again to hate my life. What is happening?
Yeah.
And he doesn't believe in any of these theories. He said, well, if you hate it, why don't you change it?
Ah, common sense.
And it stopped me in my tracks. And I thought, yes, I don't have to change it. And I said to him, but I don't know how. And I screamed. Yeah. And I share that story because so many people listening, so many entrepreneurs, everybody who's listening right now, whether you have a business or not, get stuck in the how. And this is what I'll share with you if I can. Can I share a little technique?
Sure. Oh, I'd love it. Yes.
Here's the technique: is the how is not for you to know. In fact, the more you think about the how, the more you get sideways, because that's not your job. Your job is actually not to know the how. So what I always recommend to people is to draw a triangle on a piece of paper. And take out the biggest piece of paper you have, draw a triangle, draw a line down the very center of it, long ways. So down the page, not across the page.
Okay.
And on one side, write the word me. And on that side of the triangle, on your side of the triangle, write the word, decide the what. You deciding the what it is that you want is everything.
Yeah.
Once you decide on what you want, then the universe can line up the how. Now, what bridges the gap, and this is what most people forget about, is what allows the universe to come in and deliver all the right people, all the right places, all the right teachers, all the right cash flow, everything. The author sitting across the table from you that wants to help you.
Right.
It's the middle line going up the triangle, and it's your action.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be the right action even. It just has to be an action in the direction of what you want.
Exactly.
And when you take action in that direction, the how will show up. Even if you're so far off track, it's not even funny. The universe will lovingly course correct you and put that person in front of you at lunch.
Exactly, because it comes from the desire. The action is the law of gestation. It's a universal law. You have to become, you have to walk the walk. But yes, you surrender the how. I always say you surrender the how. I love this. You're a co-creator. You're creating it with the universe. You're not on your own. You're never on your own. And I think it can be a very lonely place when you want to break out of something, when you're not happy the way you're living, or you're going to a job you hate. It can feel very lonely, but guess what? You're not alone. You are so not alone. And all you have to do is start to put a strong intention of what you want. Start to walk, like Alyssa says, and the universe will say, I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. The universe is a loving, supportive place, and it actually wants you to have everything that you want.
Sure.
It wants you to have all those things. And what will keep you from them, I will share this little secret, is fear, doubt, which lower your vibration, lower your frequency. And so the lower your frequency is, the lower you are on the pancake stack.
Yes.
The more you're not in alignment with your highest, most light-filled, most good-filled destiny, because you're just not in a resonance with that.
Exactly.
So it's our duty in our businesses, in our lives, to keep our hearts open, our vibration high, our frequency high, so that we can align with our highest good. And all those wonderful experiences can come in.
Oh, Alyssa, this has been so much fun. I love talking to someone I'm in line with. Could you please share how people can get hold of you? Because you do help people just shine their light the best in their business and their life.
You can go to alyssarushton.com. It's ALYSARUSHTON.
Okay.
.com.
And everyone, if you would like to learn more about Alena Chapman or join SavvySisterhood.com, you can also go to AlenaChapmanLife.com and also see some of the other videos that I've done, and read and just have all the fun and look around and get to know me better. Next week, we have a guest that will just bring us into the forgiveness, learning how to forgive, because when we're holding that baggage, it's very hard to move forward, especially raising our vibration, because you're holding on to anger, you're holding on to doubt, can't do it. So this person will help us to learn how to free ourselves from those chains. That's next week. And this is 30-Minute Moments, and I'm Alena Chapman.
This has been 30-Minute Moments featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.